Hello again, friends. I have a little bit of time between sessions, and I'm going to try my best to get a good game of chess in. Dropped a little bit on the elo. I'm down to 1890. I'd like to reverse that and keep climbing um, if I can get an opponent. It's been a little bit. It's been a good, maybe a week or more since I played a rapid game, so I'm going to try and take my time and not blitz out moves because I have been playing a lot of bullet last week. Here we go. I get the black pieces against a 1941, assuming he wants to move. I joined in 2022. So E4. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Did I lose him? Okay. Oh, I did lose him. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I'm sorry, friend. I didn't mean to do that. And I get a Caro Kann defense this time. Um, my sound appears to be off. And a longer time control, Caro Kann. Mm, Caro Kann. My gambit serves me very well in faster time controls. And, this isn't that long of a time control. My other option, I was considering the Panov Botvinnik takes and C4. I haven't played that in quite a while, and I might need to brush up on that a bit. I'm gonna go into this main line and you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna gambit a pawn, and it's got to go here, or I suppose he could take, and I take back with the queen. Um, Anything else? If he develops the knight, I've got that checkmate threat, and he loses the bishop. So he developed correctly, and probably going to want to reposition my bishop here. For now, I'm going to castle and just get my rook on the open file. Okay, I'm down a pawn, but a massive lead in development. One, two, three pieces developed, an open rook. So four pieces technically developed against black's one. I'm going to have to make use of my initiative. Use it or lose it. Um, hmm. That kind of makes me think that he wants to castle queenside. Get the king out of danger over here, and I don't blame him. It's usually a fairly effective method. Um, but I think I want to claim this diagonal and discourage him from castling queenside. Just so, I mean, I've already got a kingside attack brewing on the F file. And I think this might be a good move here I'm certain it's a good move. Is it the best move? Doesn't appear to be any blunder. What does it run into? Bishop F4, Queen B6, threatening the B pawn. Maybe just maybe just Rook B1. takes, takes, defending the bishop, takes with check, king to the side. I'm down 2 pawns, but I've got a massive attack brewing here. I'm gonna go. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go for the active square. 13 minutes 6 seconds. I am certainly taking my time. Okay. He wants to run my bishop off. Um, does that give me bishop d6? Threatening to take the dark square bishop, and he's got this knight still, so he can recapture with the knight, but that still delays castling, at least kingside. Bishop d6. What about bishop g5, pinning the knight? I just moved it here. I don't really want to redeploy it. But it's looking like he's going to force me to in a second. I don't think I want to go bishop d6 and trade off these bishops. Because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pawns right now, 5 on light squares, and the dark squares look a little weak, so I want to keep the bishop, I think. His bishop's a really terrible piece. I don't want to trade off my active piece for his undeveloped piece. So I'm going to rule that move out. And I'm going to say if he chases me, I can just back up. So what about queen d1, queen e1? Getting out of the pin, maybe with ideas of coming up to g3. Queen e1, maybe knight b6, attacking the pawn and the bishop. Bishop comes back. Bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes, check. King to the corner, and I'm down 2 pawns. And my pieces are a little discombobulated, but I'll be looking at queen g3 still and rook a to f1. I don't mind that position at all. 10 minutes 23 seconds. Opponent has over 15 still. Sorry, bro. All right, that's what I expected. So bishop back. He's going to win a pawn, and I think he's probably going to feel very accomplished. Oh, he jumps in here with the knight. That's not a bad idea. I didn't really think about that idea. I assumed he was materialistic. Um, I don't want to give up my bishop. Do not really want to give up my bishop. I'm okay with recapturing with the pawn and fortifying my d pawn. I'm just going to back up with the bishop. And yeah, my structure is a little worse, but my pieces are much better. What is this knight doing? He could jump in here. No, he cannot. Okay, he's going to threaten to take bishops, trade bishops. And Okay, I don't know if I don't want to trade pieces, but I also don't want to just invite his knight here. So I'm thinking maybe bishop or knight to D five, attacking the F pawn. Uh, if he takes, I might have the intermezzo of knight takes, and that's going to really weaken this pawn. Attack the queen and the rook. So I kind of like that move. But if he doesn't take it, he kicks knight here, and F6 is an option. Then I might have knight back to C4, looking at knight coming in here. Yeah, I like that move. 9 minutes, 2 seconds. Opponent's still over 15. Um, I don't know if my opponent's faced this particular gambit before, but when I'm facing a gambit, I like to take my time and really look at the moves because you're running a lot of risk. My pieces are incredibly active, and his king's a little exposed. Well, it might be exposed here quickly. Something like this weakening his king's position. It's not, I guess, so bad because the knight and the bishop still protect here, and the pawn. So, and my bishop, my queen isn't even on the light square diagonal anymore. But that could be a long-term weakness if he weakens this diagonal. All right, he brings the queen in, prepares to castle. Hmm. Huh. Okay. I don't think he wants to castle queenside. I mean, with the rook coming to the b file and the bishop aimed down the dark square diagonal there, that could be quite treacherous for him. Um, if he castles immediately, I get takes here with a rook fork. So I'm not sure what his plan is here. Why move the queen up? I think the knight really wanted to be there. That's just a much better square for the knight. Although, okay, so moving the queen off does renew this threat of takes, and my intermezzo is dead because he's attacking my rook as well. So I don't have that immediate intermezzo move. Um, I'd love to have my king over here in the corner so I could just attack. But that hangs this pawn as well. I could attack the queen with the bishop. Could do that and force the queen back or over here. Let's just say queen over here. That's a little more active, a little. Then what? Knight takes, king takes, queen takes pawn. Oh, that would be nasty. Uh, I feel like that would be so nasty. That's a sick move. I'm gonna play that. Oh wait, no. Queen can come here. Threaten a queen trade. But I mean, what if I trade queens? Takes, takes, and I get this pawn anyway. That's not the end of the world. I'm gonna attack the queen. If he slips up here, I mean, if he does here, I win the pawn. If he slips up and goes anywhere else, um, I'm still gonna take here because this bishop will be pinned. When he captures back with the king, I will take with the queen and have a queen bishop battery on the king. King will be forced backwards, and then the knight will be pinned, and then I'll pick the piece back up, snag the bishop. And if the queen is still over here, I'm attacking the queen with this move. Uh, which the queen could take back because the knight will be unpinned if I capture back with the queen. So maybe I don't pick the piece back up immediately. If queen here, knight takes, king takes, queen takes pawn, king back to e8. Queen here check, king runs, and my pin is dead. Oh, he comes back here. So my threat's still renewed. Okay, I think takes, king takes, queen takes. Then I do pick up the piece. I do pick up the bishop because the queen's not over here to protect it. So that's my move. Tactics. Tactics, 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 friends. Is there a better move? I don't think so. So I have a crushing position here. This is devastating for black. This is losing. I don't see how he gets out of it. All right, he's gonna lash out at my bishop, and I'm just gonna keep pressing the attack. Gonna check here with the queen, make the king run, and then what? Hmm. Or what if I just take it with the rook? Rook takes pawn, sack the rook, pawn takes bishop takes check, and he has to sacrifice the queen because the knight's pinned and it's not going anywhere. So I think that's just a free pawn. Okay, he offers the queen trade first, doesn't take the rook. Um, so now I think I'm obliged to check to save the queen. I don't want to trade queens. That makes things easier on him. Um, do I leave the rook hanging and attack the queen again? Does the queen have anywhere to go? Yes. The recently vacated square. And my rook is still hanging. I'd have to trade queens at that point. I don't really want to trade queens. Um, hmm. About dropping back and just stacking rooks. Do I need to stay on the fifth? I don't need to stay on the fifth. Yeah, I like that idea because it's threatening mate pretty quickly. The rook drops back, and how is mate stoppable? The bishop controls this diagonal. I'm just going to drop back. Now he moves the knight and opens up his piece, which is probably his best idea. Queen trade is on the table again. Oh, he doesn't do that though. Really want to disc. You probably would have been smart to get your pieces active, but he's going to give me the stacked rooks, and I'm going to threaten mate. Um, I guess he can block with the knight. He can block with the knight and still offer the queen trade. So it's not mate. It's just a very nice attack. I'm down to 4 minutes and 11 seconds, but my position is smothering. And I'm 4 pawns to six. I'm up 2 pawns, and Black's king is naked in the cold. Um, well, if he does move the knight now, my bishop and queen coordinate on this square. I don't know what that move was about. He really needs his queen back here protecting his king. I feel like my opponent is like giving up. Although if I trade rooks, I don't think I have a back rank problem. Queen can come in here, but I've always got the bishop and the queen blocking mate. I think trading rooks here. Trading rooks. You can't come up. And this lets me win a piece, I think. Check. King's got to run and take the knight, and he has to sack the queen. Is there a better move? Do I have mate? This is mate, isn't it? Bishop delivers checkmate. Good game, friend. That was fun. I don't think he I don't think he handled the opening very well. Um, got me 9 points on the cusp of back over 1900, but not quite. I do like that gambit a lot. It's not the most sound, but it's a pretty good gambit. My opponent played a 42% accuracy, so and I played like a 1500, so it's messy, It's hard to find the best move sometimes, which is why I like it. 68% accuracy. It's not a beautiful, beautiful game, but a win is a beautiful game. So I've seen grandmasters play at this accuracy. It's about making your opponent prove it. I'm not playing a computer, so um, so let's start this review. I had a brilliancy. Knight takes f7 was my brilliancy. Uh, there's a really common theme. I love that theme in the Rasa Studier and the Black Deemer, which are basically cousin openings. And it says Black has, a 0.6 edge here because he's up a pawn. He's up materially, and it makes sense that he's up. And that was the correct move. And it didn't like my bishop move here. It thought I should have kicked. It's called this move's questionable. Um, but I really liked taking control of this diagonal before his bishop was able to get here. I suppose he could have attacked my bishop here, forced me back, and then challenged my bishop. Um, Probably would have been a good plan for him here. So in hindsight, yeah, maybe a little questionable, allowing him to develop. And if I don't want to trade, I'm forced to move it again. So why not just move it? Why not just move it to E3 in the first place? But he did not come up with the correct plan. He wants to box in his own pieces here, and this was I had a lot of help from my opponent. Still, it wants me to kick the bishop. Um, but okay, yeah, I mean, kicking the bishop's a good move, but instead of the queen trade, forces him to either take or back off. And if takes, then queen rook have a battery here on the F column, the F file. I thought I should have maintained pressure here. Hmm. Again, I like preserving my pieces here. Playing a human being, just offering trades. I run into opponents so often that, like with black, just trading pieces gets pieces off the board and it kills an attack, and it's likely headed for a draw or a worse endgame because I'm down a pawn. If I'm black here, I just take that bishop if it's left here and white plays knight e5. I just take the bishop and I force the rook up, and I think that's an attack, and I have the initiative still, but I'm a I'm a little bit closer to that end game that I'm trying to avoid. And I would rather him take this knight than the bishop because the bishop's a much better piece. So I have the edge now. This bishop move gave me well, actually taking the knight. Taking this knight gave me a pawn advantage, and I'm down a pawn in material. So my initiative is that strong here. And he further makes an error, and this was a great move moving in here. Probably was a great move earlier as well, but um, the rook and knight coordinate beautifully. This gambit, so many times people forget that there's not a pawn on the F file anymore. That's been traded off so long ago that it's forgotten about, and my rook is open. Um, this move, I just did not get. I didn't understand. Um, I think I maybe concluded that he got his queen off this square and he was threatening to trade bishops now. Might be his idea, but that lets me just attack the queen. And it's a great move. Move the bishop, attack the queen. Queen goes back, calls that okay, but it thought it needed, yeah, the computer thinks black needs to trade queens here and just give up the pawn, give the pawn and material back, and just deal with this dysfunction. Because here, that's my brilliancy. That's a wonderful tactic to spot. Um, the queen and the rook along these files and uh, drawing the queen out, the king out, the bishop pinning the pawn. That's just a beautiful position, uh, and I love that tactic. And it's mate and six from here. Oh wow, I missed mate and six. He should not have taken. Should have probably moved his queen to safety. Should not have taken. Mate and five. I missed a mate. What's mate? Okay, I shouldn't have taken. I should have checked. Let's see if we can work out this mate. I should have checked. And I mean, the king's forced here. And then the knight is still pinned, so I could still grab the bishop if I wanted to. And it looks like the computer says that is the correct move. We take the bishop now, but what's the difference? The difference is the king's here. It calls c5 black's best move. Because this is coming and threatening mate. What about queen over here, allowing this square? If queen e8, it's mate in three still. With rook takes d5. There's nothing on d5. Oh, just rook d5 check. Just rook d5 check, giving up. Oh, there's no more running space for the king back here. So you sack the rook. Pawn takes, queen takes. This mate. This queen has this. Queen has these. The bishop has this. The king can run back to c8. But I mean, just here. Check. King's forced back to here, and then queen checks here. King back. Queen delivers mate here. Okay. So I missed a mate. I missed a mate in six. Got to brush up on my mates in six. This was still a winning move, though. Um, it's mate in two from here. Oh no, I'm missing mates in two because I got caught on that. Rook can just take. It's just a simple move. The rook can take. Um, and here, what did it call? It just said it wants the queen to check. So queen check, king's forced here again, and bishop here is mate. Oh, I missed a mate in two. I feel a little worse about that than I do the mate in six. But it's still a completely winning position, so I just drew it out a bit longer. Yeah, and I found that mate. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Um, Not sure when I'll get my next one posted, but I will be posting these again in the future. Come back, enjoy some more chess with me.